No, no team just yet. I think we'll have another look at the wicket. What it looked like today is pretty similar to what we've seen, I suppose, throughout the series so far. So yeah, we've obviously got a few more options now with Greeny's back online, Starkey back online. So yeah, it gives us some flexibility, I suppose, to see which way we want to go.
Three spinners consideration again. Three spinners just going off what did you see out of the pitch, and how would that inform how you go to that selection meeting?
Yeah, I mean it certainly helps with Greeny available, giving us two genuine quick options, and yeah, it gives us the ability to play three if we want to. Yeah, the surface looks pretty similar, as I said, to the last couple, so dare say we're going to see a lot of spin bowled throughout the test match, so yeah, it's certainly an option for us.
Just you captain the three spinners on the side, can you just explain the dynamics of it? Like often one gets under ball, and just to get your head around that.
Yeah, I think it's making sure you're taking anyone's ego out of play. I think it's just bowling who you think's the best at that time. And yeah, I'm going to make sure that's known to if we go down the three spin path, to know, this is the matchup I feel best at this present time. It's not that you're bowling badly or anything, but this is just what I feel at this present time. And then, if there's a partnership on, it's about chopping and changing. Guys can get in rhythm against certain bowlers, and we've also got the luxury of Travis Head, I think, who obviously hasn't bowled a great deal so far, but has the ability to bowl some good overs in these conditions, particularly as the wickets are wearing. So, yeah, if guys get in and get into a bit of a rhythm, it's chopping and changing, changing fields, just trying to unsettle batters that way. And yeah, for me, it's just taking the egos out of play and saying this is what's best at this time. They might not recognise that at that stage, but that's the way I think I want to go about it.
Todd Murphy had a bit of a side issue after Delhi. Is he going to be okay for this match?
He bowled today, didn't feel it, so I'll see how he wakes up in the morning. But all reports is he's going well. He's fine.
How have you viewed the challenge of facing Ashwin and Jadeja in this series compared to other times you've faced them here, and is it as tough as it gets in Test cricket, facing that duo? Yeah,
they're certainly in these conditions they're amazing bowlers. They're always at you, they're challenging you, and again they've just been outstanding. So yeah, the wickets we've had have obviously suited spin bowling so far. Taken the bulk of the wickets, I think. So yeah, they're always challenging. They're very good. But yeah, I think the disappointing aspect from us last Test match is we had them on the ropes, and we probably rushed things a little bit in that second innings. We had the opportunity to get a good lead, and we played some uncharacteristic shots, a few of us, and yeah, didn't quite get on top of them when we had them in a position where we had them under a bit of threat.
How hard is it to sort of stop that sort of momentum, opposition momentum, when it starts over here? I mean, we've seen many sides get blown away in a session. What is it that you can do as a batting side to sense that and try and stop it?
It's trying to just build a partnership. I think starting your innings is as tough as anywhere in the world here in India, and we know if you get in, you've got to make it count. There'll be odd times where you'll get a very good ball and get dismissed. I don't like the term "have one with your name on it" so much. You've got to try and take that out of your mind, and if you get in and you get used to the conditions as such, the pace of the wicket, the bounce, all those kind of things, you've got to try and make it count. And I think, our batters have probably been guilty. I got 30 first Test, Marnus has got a few starts, guys haven't been able to go on and make a big total, and two guys together getting that one partnership. Petey, I think, has been outstanding in both first innings, and he's been left stranded. So if he has someone to bat with, and we make the most of those first innings a little bit more as well, things could certainly be different. So we've got to try and put that out of our mind. The first 2 test matches obviously hasn't gone to plan, but there's still plenty to play for here. And now we've got to learn to adapt a little bit better.
Steve, what was your, I guess, personal debrief on the sweep shot? Playing it or not, or how you played it? What was
I've played 95 test matches I think, and I don't think there's been too many times I've walked off the field and I've gone, what the hell am I doing? I was pretty angry, and there hasn't been too many times in my 95, 94, whatever I've played career where I've actually come off and just been bedazzled by what I've done. So it wasn't my finest moment. But yeah, certainly something to learn from. I'm still learning as well. It wasn't the way I wanted to play, particularly when I had the field set for all of us. Actually had the field out and able to get off strike. We probably just rushed things a little bit, and it's something we'll talk about tomorrow when we meet. It's when we've got them on the ropes, we can slow things down. We don't have to play at such a high tempo and a risky tempo, because we had them where we wanted them. We had men out and ability to get off strike. We just rushed it.
Is India a hard place to sort of find your place at the wicket? You know what I mean? It feels like, and then watching that collapse in the second innings and watching you play a shot like that, it's almost the chaos of the place gets in your head a little bit. It's the sensory overload, or is it just like playing cricket anywhere else?
I mean, it is different, particularly for Australians coming to India and playing on these surfaces. They're foreign to us. So, I've been here 3 times now, and I'm still learning about the conditions and what what it all involves and the ways to go about it. So, for new players coming in, it's incredibly hard. But yeah, it's about just having that confidence, finding a way, and as batters in particular, batting with the person up the other end and trying to form a partnership, because as we've spoken about, it's the toughest place to start in the world, and if you get in, you've got to try and make the most of it and go as big as you can.
But is it tougher to be calm and to be centred here and to sort of just be in your game?
I think it's pressure. Just whether it gets to you a bit more, I'm not sure, but it's pressure, and I think best players around the world are those that handle pressure moments the best. And for us, unfortunately, we haven't handled those moments as well as we would have liked so far. But hopefully that can turn around, and when we're under pressure in this test match, because there's going to be certain times where we will be under pressure, it's maybe slowing down, taking a deep breath, and trying to play a bit more at our tempo rather than at theirs.
Just on that, how do you do that, Stephen? Jadeja in particular is right on top of you, or Ashwin's on top of you. They go through their overs quickly as well. How do you slow down the pace and play it at your tempo?
Oh, it's not easy. It's not easy, and that's the way they go. They know when they're on top of you, they'll try and rush you, and they'll try and play on their terms. And for us, when we're under pressure, it's about just slowing it down as much as we can, making them maybe wait a little bit, walk away, and regaining your thoughts rather than just coming back and back. Certain things like that, and it'll be different for everyone the way they handle those moments. But I think it's finding that in our game, and hopefully that applies a bit more pressure back onto them.
Steve, one thing on Jadeja, a reference to his very fine book that just came out. You played him here in 2017, similar conditions. You made quite a few runs, even as he took quite a few wickets. Is he doing a little bit more in the way of subtle variations on the crease, causing you to have different balls react differently from similar spots this time around?
No, I think he's done what he's done for a long time now. I don't think there's too much difference. When I look back to 2017, I think the Pune wicket was obviously a very difficult one, and outside of that, the next 3 didn't really turn too much in the first couple of days. They wore as the game went on. So, these wickets have probably taken a bit more turn earlier, probably closer to a Pune, maybe in between a Pune and I don't know where else. Not heaps extreme, but somewhere in between. Maybe Ranchi, perhaps. So. Yeah, so it's. I don't think he's changed a great deal. He's just very accurate in what he does. Lands the ball in consistent areas, gets natural variation off the wicket, and that's, as a bowler, that's all you really have to do here. And we've spoken about it. When you're starting against that, it's extremely hard, but you still got to be really switched on every ball when you're in as well to ensure that I suppose you're not getting out the ways that he's trying to get you out, which is generally, I think, for a right-hander on the inside, LBW and bowled. And yeah, covering that as much as possible.
Is there a layer at all to this test match of wanting to get a good performance in and a good result for Pat to a degree, given how difficult things are for him in a personal sense and the fact that he's led you for a couple of years?
Of course, yeah. I mean, we're all thinking of Pat. He's obviously going through a difficult time at home right now, and it's where he should be really. With his mum, I'm glad he took that option and went home for sure. So, we're all thinking of him, and hopefully we can put in a good performance for him.
Steve, can I ask about your back?
Yep.
What exactly is the problem with it? How are you treating it, and how do you think it might be interfering with your game, batting, bowling and fielding?
Well, I've got a degenerative disc in my back, which I've had knowingly since 2010, so every now and again I get flare-ups. This one's just lasted a little bit longer than I would have liked, but it's not really too bad, to be honest. It's just I probably won't bowl, but outside of that I'm actually all right.
Mm-hmm. Fielding?
No.
So I noticed you've dropped a couple of catches this series, which I think in other circumstances you would have taken. What's been missing?
I'm not sure. Just haven't gone in, I suppose, which happens in this game as well. I'm still working hard on my fielding. I've been catching lots of balls, so and catching well at training. Sometimes that just happens in a game, and as long as I'm getting the work in and focusing on that, then you can't really sort of blame someone if they're working on it.
Have you got a slightly different when you are fielding at sleeps, particularly for spinners? Are you kind of walking in a little bit? Is that to protect your back?
I was initially at the start of the summer when I had a hip issue, and it kind of felt good and I kind of stuck with it. But I think for Australian pitches it can work a bit more when the ball generally comes up a little bit higher. But I sort of changed back at the back end of last game to just standing there and trying to get a little bit lower, because the catches generally come a bit lower here. So probably a technical mistake on my behalf at the start, but I've rectified that and standing more still now.
And how about captaining and talking about the things you're trying to change in your batting and always learning here? Is captaining a distraction? Does it? I know you've done a lot in the past, but is it another layer on top of your game to think about?
No, it normally brings the best out of me. So no, I'm excited by the prospect of leading this week. Obviously in Pat's absence, so I know these conditions well. It's kind of like my second home in a way, playing over here. I've played a lot of cricket in India, so I understand the sort of intricacies of the game and what the wickets are likely to sort of do. So I'm looking forward to it.
There's a few young members of this group, and it's pretty. It hasn't been very sure thus far. Is that something that the captain addresses before the game? You talk to them about where their heads at and what sort of attitude to take into this game. Because you can't take it as a given that they know how to approach the game, can you?
I think they've all worked hard on their games in the lead-in in Bangalore.
Yeah, I'm probably not talking technically. I'm probably talking mentally. So where they're at mentally, and do you rally the troops as such?
I mean, look, you've got to look at yourself as well and try and figure out how you want to go about things. So individually, everyone does it differently. And you've got to let guys learn as well. I think you can say as much as you like to them, but guys are going to learn on the run, like I did when I've come here previously as well. So there's no, I guess, better experience than being out there experiencing it. So hopefully, the guys have been able to take a lot out of the first two test matches. We haven't played our best cricket, but hopefully guys can take some lessons out of there and implement our methods for longer, I suppose, in this test match.
just on that, Cam coming back into the side, he won't have played a game for 2 months, but he made that 70-odd in goal last year. First time he batted in those sorts of conditions. How much confidence does that give you that he can adapt to whatever fronts up for you guys here?
Oh, we know he's a quality young player, and I think just his all-round ability just helps us in terms of the way we want to go about things with our 11 that we pick as well, you know, with his skill set. So we saw him play exceptionally well in Gaul. He did things a little bit differently to how he's probably done things in the past. You know, he brought the sweep out, he used his feet, he got deep in the crease, he did all the things you need to do really well when the conditions were extreme. So yeah, we're looking forward to seeing how he goes. But he's been working hard. He's in. He feels like he's in a good place. So yeah, hopefully we can see him contribute nicely in this game.
Just one more on that sort of stemming momentum if a couple of wickets are falling. I know, you know, batters are always having mid-wicket conferences, but actually verbalising that to each other, how you're feeling, how the momentum is changing, or what you want to do in the next sort of over or few, is that a part of it?
Yeah, of course. I think the communication's really key. You know, being able to talk to your partner and say, oh, you know, I think he's trying to get you out this way, or what do you think of this, you know, or that, just to get through that period. And we know the longer you're out there, the easier it sort of gets in a way. So yeah, communication in the middle is really important, and hopefully we can communicate well this game.
All good, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.